This is the first song I ever finished. I started a few prior to this one, but this is the first one I think that actually had a beginning, a middle, and an end. It was somewhat cohesive. I'll let you be the judge of that. But this was going way back. I wrote this on my parents' couch in Spartanburg, South Carolina, probably close to 30 years ago. It's called Maybe Then. You might detect the youthful optimism in it. Chance to talk things over. If we ever meet again, I might be your lover. If you will be my friend, baby, then the rules were fall in love again. Baby, then if you lose over, we fall in love again. Girl, I wanna take you places that I've been. See me on tomorrow, those I bring you back again. Baby, then the rules were then fall in love again. Baby, then if you lose over, we fall in love again. Song to take the place of the letters I might sing. Seasons well remember our broken hearts to mend. Baby, then the rules were when we fall in love again. Baby, then if we lose or when we fall in love again. Chance to talk things over. Well, if we ever meet again, well, I might be your lover. If you will be my friend, baby, then the rules will be fall in love again. Baby, then if you lose or when we fall in love again. Baby, then if you lose or when we fall in love again. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, that's an old one there. It's my first time with the GrinderHouse, and I love it already. So, thank you so much. I'm originally from upstate South Carolina, and at some point it occurred to me I had never written a song to kind of honor the natural beauty of where I grew up, at kind of sort of the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains-ish. I could see them off in the distance. I wasn't right in the foothills, but the Piedmont area, they call it actually, of upstate South Carolina. But you could see those Blue Ridge Mountains off in the distance, and I could get up to parts of western North Carolina within a 30-45 minute drive to go hiking and such. And so at any rate, you know, I just thought at some point I should write a song to honor that natural landscape. And because I do love going out in the woods and walking around. This was called Carolina's Dream. Shore of Carolina, climb so high I can almost see the ridge in the pines, from the Midlands to the Piedmont Plain, and an old low country stream. Across that bone is shining on Carolina's dream. Stars are shining as the fireflies glow. Hoot Owl sings his song. Mockingbird comes to see the show. She sings along. From the Midlands to the Piedmont Plain, and an old low country stream. Across that bone is shining on Carolina's dream. My Carolina, softly sleeping, dreaming of the morning light. I know I love her tomorrow morning, just the way I do tonight. Carolina's dream. Thank you. Well, thank you, folks. Thank you. I'm going to do one that, this is on the Courier CD as well. This is, I put 2 instrumentals on that album, actually, and it's not because I didn't write words to them. It's just that they were so bad, I figured the song was better without them. It's really true story. But this was the first song I ever had placed in a television show, and I'm convinced it's because I don't sing on it. Is it on? Boy. Yeah, so, but you know, I will say this. It's tough sometimes to name an instrumental because you don't have, if you write a song and the chorus goes, I love my new hat, I love my new hat, then you kind of know what to call it, right? With an instrumental, you don't have that to guide you towards the title. So, at any rate, this one was unnamed for a while, but it wound up with the moniker of Pull 'em Up, and it was at a PBS television show called Road Trip Nation quite a few years ago, and it was a real thrill to see my first time, for the first time to see one of my songs in a television show. So it goes like this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Here's one I wrote with a guy named Jimbo Henson. And Jimbo was the first really successful songwriter in Nashville that I met and or, wrote a song with. And Jimbo had written a couple #1 hits in his day. His first one was, I think, in 1973. He wrote a song called Setting Fancy Free, which was a #1 hit for the Oak Ridge Boys. Yeah, and then I think it was 73. Was it 73 or... Yeah, I think it was 73. Anyway, a few years later, in 96, he had a second #1 hit, a song called Party Crowd, which David Lee Murphy had a #1 song, #1 version of. So, but he had a lot of other cuts, like people like Brenda Lee and just so many others recorded Jimbo's songs. And he taught me a lot, and took the time to sit down with a guy like me who was fresh in town and green as I could be. And this is one we wrote together. It's called Would You Come If I Go? I heard and some lullaby once upon a bedtime story. There's a happy ever after. Life is not that easy, and love was never true. But somehow I believe it. Every time I look at you, girl, would you come if I go? Sounds like I'm talking crazy, halfway out of my head, but that's the way you make me, honey. And I'm not used to it when the words come so easy from somewhere deep inside. All you gotta do is meet me halfway to paradise, girl. Would you come if I go? Would you come if I go? Would you come, baby? Would you come if I go? Would you come, girl? Would you come if I go? This ain't no pipe dream, honey. I'm just real, as real can get. And if you're ready for the right thing, sugar, well, I'm reaching out for it. Just take my trusted hand, and we'll follow our hearts around whatever mountain. Valley baby, would you come if I go? Would you come if I go? Thank you so much. So this one, I grew up listening to a really wide variety of music. My parents had a very eclectic record collection, and I'm thankful for that. And yeah, plus the AM radio, local AM radio station was on 24/7 in the house, and they didn't know what the word format meant. Thankfully, they played everything. You know, a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of R&B, a little bit of bluegrass, a little bit of country, a little bit of just whatever, stadium rock and roll. You know, whatever was happening at the time, they felt like playing, they played it. So I grew up on a healthy diet of varied music styles, and you might have already figured out when I was listening to all the different stuff I write, but. This one kind of leans to the bluesy rock side, I guess. I grew up listening to, like I said, a lot of styles, but I always had a big fascination for guys like Eric Clapton and the Allman Brothers. Anybody who could play a guitar, essentially. Thank you so much. And I went for, James Taylor and the, more subtle singer-songwriter types as well. But you'll definitely detect my love for the bluesy southern rock sound on this next song. This one's called See You Wasting Time. You ain't wrong, and I ain't right, but I got glory well in my sight. This fortune told every man going down with an empty hand. I only got one life to live. Make it worth all the time I give for another year. Has come and gone. Summertime is surely passing on. I see you, oh, see you wasting time. I know for sure, oh, you ain't wasting mine. I see you, oh, see you wasting time. I know for sure, you're done wasting mine. I see you, oh, see you wasting time. I know for sure, oh, you ain't wasting mine. I see you, oh, see you